So I've got fresh basil for our ratatouille, straight out of the garden. It's like my little refrigerator outside. It's so cool. Hi! Today we're gonna make something that you can make at the beginning of the week and eat it all week long, because the longer it's in the fridge, the better it gets, because the flavors mingle and deepen and it gets even better and better. It is ratatouille and it's a perfect summer dish. And it's so easy, you really can't mess this up. So let's go. We're gonna do summer squash. Optional, I have this pepper, so I'm gonna put the pepper in. You can totally do it without the pepper. Yellow onion, basil from the garden, and I like these fire roasted diced tomatoes. Any kind of tomato is fine. You can use fresh. This whole can may be too much. We'll see as we go, but I wanted fire roasted and I don't have any smaller ones. All right, so now we're just gonna chop the onion. How are you guys doing today? I'm in such a good mood today because I didn't feel good for 2 days and now I'm like a little butterfly feeling fantastic. That's the great thing about having chronic pain, is you really appreciate the times you feel good. And I think that's why I'm a little bit in my videos sometimes, because on those good days, I'm so extra happy. And the longer I'm on this way of eating and this way of living, the more of the good days I have. All right, so I got this carbon steel pan. I'm gonna saute stuff in this. We're just gonna chop up the onion. You know what, I forgot to say garlic. I keep my garlic in the freezer. I don't use that much garlic. All right, so I rarely ever use olive oil, but once in a while I use a few drops, or I'll do something like this. So we're gonna put olive oil in the pan, just a little bit. I mean, did you see? It's just minuscule. And then I'm going to do that. And we're gonna put our, now if you're really strict, obviously don't put the olive oil. This works without it, but I'm doing it. Okay, now we're gonna take a clove and press it, or you can chop it. So now we're gonna go put this on the stove and let it saute. So I added the garlic, but it's actually better to wait until the end and the onions are sauteed and then add the garlic at the end, because it cooks at a different rate. Now we're gonna chop up our vegetables. So I got this pepper. I should have chopped these first so that I could just put them right in the pan, but I didn't. So we'll just put these in this bowl for now. Now, some people, they just do it all like this, and they line it up in there and line it up like coins. And it's really pretty that way. You want your onions at a state, it's called sweating the onions. Do you see how they're kind of getting translucent? That means you've sweated the onions. And I left that little clump of garlic on top and a little onion pile for the very end, and now I'm mixing that in. But these are looking almost perfect. You want the sides to be a little bit browned and then the rest of it to be translucent. This is actually quite perfect. Like, I just wanted to show you this option if you want to make it really pretty. You would put the tomato mixture on the bottom and then line these up and then put more on top. But because I did the peppers, we're just gonna put everything together in one pan. But I think this is a really pretty presentation. And then when it's cooked, it just has that extra appeal on the table. So the onions are ready. We're gonna add this. Get yourself one of these if you have any issues with your hands. I'll link it below. They're awesome. And they just make dealing with cans so much easier than those handheld ones. And it's better than the ones that sit on the counter, in my opinion, because then you don't have it on your counter. Okay, so this is how real cooking goes in my kitchen. Sometimes I realize the pan I have is the wrong pan. It's just not gonna be big enough to accommodate all this. Plus, I'm not super keen on putting acidic stuff in my carbon steel pan. It's great for sauteing the vegetables, but the tomatoes, I'd just rather not mess with the seasoning. So I switched over to my Emile Henry. These are awesome. They are ceramic and they won't leach anything toxic into your food. And after we saute it, we can actually bake in this. I wish I would have thought of this to begin with, but I didn't, so. But it's gonna be more efficient. So let's switch over to this, get everything transferred, and we're gonna add our tomatoes. I like to be gentle with my really nice hands. Okay, we're just transferring this over. Just gonna put these in there too. Yeah, maybe the next time we make this, we'll make it the prettier way without the peppers, but I can't let a beautiful pepper go to waste. You know, sometimes vegetables just get added to my food because I have them and I don't want to waste them. I haven't tried freezing peppers yet, I bet I could. So this is how basic this is, salt and pepper. Okay, just salt and pepper. I'm going to preheat my oven, actually. That's fine. Because it's just gonna go right in, and it's got this gorgeous lid. I recommend this. I've had this for over 10 years. I use it all the time. It's wonderful. My cookware is all non-toxic. It's just a total necessity to have non-toxic cookware. It's a non-negotiable. Okay, so I've added some tomatoes. This is just organic fire roasted. I'm trying to be mindful of how much of the tomatoes to be in because I don't want this to get too watery when everything cooks down and the zucchini starts releasing its water content. So let's just leave it like this. And we're going to put the lid on and we're going to stick it in the oven. So you like my measurements and timing? I don't measure, I don't time. If I'm baking, I measure to a salt granule. But if I'm doing this type of cooking, I don't really measure. I just kind of watch it. This is what's so hard about making this cookbook for you guys, because I have to figure all this stuff out and I'm kind of doing it as I go. So it's gonna take me a while. This is gonna be in the cookbook. We'll give it 10 minutes, we'll look at it and then see what to do. Then we'll see what to do from there. I think 10 minutes in, 10 minutes with the lid off, and then just kind of marinating in its own flavors on the stove after that is gonna be more than enough. So the other thing we're gonna do for this is we're gonna cook up some rice, all right? Guys, if you don't have an Instant Pot, just get one. Your life will be so much better. All right, so I'm just using this. It's just organic short grain brown rice. We're gonna serve the ratatouille over the rice, but you can also use quinoa, you can use pasta. I mean, you don't even have to use the rice. So I'm gonna do 1 cup. So all you do with Instant Pot is set it to rice and bam, you're done. 12 minutes, you have rice, cooked perfectly. No need for a rice cooker. Okay, so I'm not 100% clear on how much time I'm gonna try. Because part of the time the oven wasn't on because of the way I set my timer. So I'm gonna try to figure it out and post it above. So it's all done now. Let's see what it looks like. It cooked down, it looks really good. It smells really good too. Okay, there we go. Okay, the rice is all done, but I just had a spinach and blueberry smoothie. I'm not ready to eat at all, I'm full. So I'm gonna eat this later, but I wanna show you. I'll plate it up for you and I'll show you what it looks like and how it tastes then. It smells really good. So I'll see you in a bit, okay? All right, so I finally got my appetite. I'm really hungry now. And this is what it looks like. I just put basil on this, but you can also add some vegan feta. I can recommend the vegan feta from Trader Joe's, as long as it doesn't bother you. Another alternative you can do is sometimes I put a few pine nuts on top of something like this. This is just a quick and easy summer meal and it's gonna be better tomorrow.